Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. My name is Lee Cara, and this is Unleash Your Light right here. I hope that you will share out the episode because this is going to be a good one for anybody, whether they're spiritual or not. It's not going to go too woo-woo deep today, but it is going to go useful. It is going to be something that you can literally take into your everyday life. I'm big on action. Like, it's one thing to talk and to know the knowledge and to say all the right things. And it's another thing to live that every day, right? It's a totally different story when you're doing it every single day. So many paths in spirituality. There's so many paths in the practice of connecting with ourselves and connecting with that energy of the universe, right? The reason there's so many paths is because there has to be a path that's right for you. And it doesn't really matter which path you're following as long as it's coming from love and heading towards love, that unconditional love of the universe. I mean, it's the energy of the universe. Quantum physics is kind of proving that right now. There's the Heart Math Institute does all of this information, and they're talking about how the quantum, like the little frequency waves that are just there, the ambient waves out in the universe, are the same frequency as when people here focus on unconditional love, like the gurus and yogis and all that kind of stuff. So we are literally accessing the energy of the universe when we connect with the unconditional love inside of us. Oh, good morning, Vin. So today what we're going to talk about is not so woo-woo and out there. We're going to talk about stuff you can literally do in your life today to change those habits that we carry around with us. And I say habit because most of our negative thoughts and negative, I'll put it in quotes, most of our thoughts and our thinking and our repetition it goes in circles. Mac, you're here too. Jesse, good morning. Mwah. It goes in circles. It spins and spins. Like, do you find yourself thinking about the same thing over and over and over again, whether it's something that happened already or something that's going to happen? Good morning, Carrie. Whether it's something that you didn't say and you keep repeating what you should have said, or you keep repeating what they said to you in your mind over and over again, replaying that conversation, replaying that situation. Hi, Tracy, welcome. Or are you writing scenarios for your future that are like disaster, worst case scenarios, or even just a little bit bad? Are you writing these over and over again and repeating them in your brain? Are you getting stuck in these patterns of thought about who you are? Are you getting stuck in believing that life is never going to be for me? I could never make that kind of money. I could never have that kind of peace. Everybody always leaves. Men always do this. Women always do that. Nobody will ever love me. Are you having these repetitive thoughts over and over and over again? Throughout our days, Rebecca, Michael, Alicia, hello there, welcome. Tracy, welcome. Throughout our days, we go through so many hours, right? And even if you meditate for 2 hours a day, you do an hour of affirmations, you pray for 20, whatever it is that you're doing. Even if you take 4 hours to devote to connecting and lifting yourself and all that stuff that's so pretty, right? Even if you spend that much time on it, guess what? There's still 20 other hours of the day. And what are you thinking about during those 20 hours? What are you thinking about during the other 20 hours of the day? Hi, Melissa, welcome. What does your mind spin on? What are the things that pop into your brain that get stuck on repeat, that rerun, that are stuck in a roundabout? You know those things when you drive and it's like a big circle? I can't stand those things. I always get stuck in them driving because I never know where to hop out or where to hop in. I get so confused. Amber, Stephanie, Kathy, welcome. Kathy has a show here, you guys. Nourishing the Multidimensional Body, I think is the name of it. Kathy, please put your information about when your show is on and when they can catch it, because she's got so much great knowledge to share. Okay, So this is what we're going to talk about today, is taming your brain. And I don't like to say control. And I don't like to say mastering, because I don't think either of those things really apply. Yes, you are the one in control. Yes, you are the one in your head. Who's thinking those thoughts in a circle? You are. Who's listening to those thoughts in a circle? You are. Hey, Christy, welcome. Who is in that cycle of those thoughts over and over and over again? Who's speaking? You are. Who is listening? You and the universe. That's the problem. That's where the issue comes in, because it's not just you fretting and worrying and going around and around and around. The universe is listening also. Good, Michael. Yes. I would love for all of you that have kind of conquered this to put your tips right there in the comments. Because what did I say at the beginning of the show? There's so many different roads and there's so many different ways, and everybody's got a little tip and a little hint, and you take what works for you, because if it works for you, then it works, right? I mean, that's the whole point. Teresa, thank you so much for being here. Full show here that you guys should put your information in there, please, Teresa, that you guys can watch. Okay, so we're going to talk today about taming your brain. So why do we get stuck in these patterns? Why do these things keep going through our heads, going through our heads, going through our heads, right? It's a habit that we have to replay, like old cassette tapes or VCR tapes, or to rewind the song over and over again and listen to it when it doesn't fit in to what we want it to happen, or when it does fit in to what we believe about ourselves. When it doesn't fit in to what we wanted to happen, or when it does fit into our beliefs about ourselves. And usually they are incorrect core beliefs about ourselves that keep these thoughts circling and circling and circling and circling. And it is those very same core beliefs that are circling those thoughts that keeps those events in your life. Because you are attracting the things that you are focusing on. You are co-creating with the universe your next experience, right? And so if you get stuck in these circles of replaying or writing the future in a way that doesn't turn out with a positive ending, then you end up staying in that exact same energy, like you're stuck in a tornado, right? And you just spin and spin and spin, or you drive around that roundabout 100 times because you can't figure out where the exit ramp is. I'm gonna give you some exit ramps, okay? Everybody has their own particular flavor of having their brain race. Everyone has their own particular flavor of how they torture themselves. It's kind of like your own private hell inside of your mind. If you're constantly saying things that are hurtful, that are painful, if you're constantly calling yourself names, if you're constantly replaying every failure in your life, or every spot where you went wrong, or everything that happened that you did to someone else to hurt them. It's like you're replaying your greatest hits of failure. You're replaying over and over again the worst things that have happened to you, or the worst things about you. We all have done things that we're not proud of. We've all missed opportunities to say the right thing, to make someone feel better, or to stand up for ourselves. We've all done that. Everybody has those moments. So what's the first step in Unleash Your Light? You're not alone. We all feel that way. We all do that. But when you replay them over and over and over and over again, are you actually pulling knowledge from them? Are you actually learning from them? Or are you just like immersing yourself in the emotion of failure, emotion of the pain it gave you? Are you wrapping your blanket of pain around you even tighter and cocooning up in it as you replay all of the things that in your mind are evidence for how crappy you are, for how terrible your life is. All of the things that have happened that reinforce those incorrect core beliefs about you. This is what happens when our brain just spins and spins and spins and spins and spins. So what can we do about it, right? Everyone's got their own particular flavor, and I will probably never be able to list all the ones that are out there. Hi, Stephanie, Heather, Linda, welcome. And yes, please keep sharing what you're doing, because someone is going to love that. Someone is going to love what Stephanie Lynn says about writing down the beliefs and burning that paper. Somebody is going to love what Michael has to say about being positive and waking up with a smile. There you go. And Teresa talks about how she caught it. And that is exactly what we're going to go to first, is we are going to go to the very first step of this. Pay attention. Pay attention to what's in your mind. Pay attention. How often do you find yourself driving and you get to a destination and you look around and go, I don't remember driving here. How did I even get here? Thank God I didn't get into an accident. Good morning, Lakeisha. How often do you find yourself doing that? How often do you kind of wander through your day? Maybe you're at work, maybe you're doing stuff with the kids, maybe you're running errands, and you realize that your brain has just been operating on a completely different level than the physical you that is wandering around. And you're not even really paying attention to what it's talking about until it says something really terrible. Pay attention to what is going on in your brain, because that's how you change it. Remember, you are the one who is talking in your head. You are the one having those conversations with yourself. And you are the one who is listening right along with the universe. So you really have to pay attention to the things that you're thinking, because you are co-creating reality. If you believe in the law of attraction at all, you have to start to recognize this fact that you are co-creating reality. Jesse, that's beautiful words. Oh my gosh, you need to make a meme with that on it. Untether your soul from your brain. I love that. Okay, so paying attention is the first step. So once you are paying attention, once you are being mindful, right? That's a really good trendy word to use. Once you are being mindful, once you're paying attention, once you've identified, oh, hey, this is one of those moments I start thinking about how I'm never going to get past this point. I'm never going to find success, or I'm such a loser. I'm such a screw up, or whatever it is that your thought is. Once you've identified that, oh, I'm thinking it right now. What do? Disruption. Okay? These thoughts are a habit. They're trained behavior that we get into. Welcome, Teresa. They're trained behaviors that we get into from repetition, from doing it over and over again, and from our brain's constant need to have evidence to support what it believes. We can find evidence of incorrect beliefs everywhere we look. If you want to believe, there's a whole group of people that do, that the world is flat, all you have to do is look out and see the horizon. See, look, the world is flat. Oh, see, look, that happened over there. You can find evidence of anything if you want to believe that it is true. So once we have identified, oh, this is one of those thoughts that I don't want to keep having, that I'm a loser and nothing's ever going to happen for me. Disruption. So what is disruption? If any of you have ever watched Dog Trainers, and specifically Cesar Millan uses this method when he sees dogs going into what he calls the red zone, right? And they're about to have that response of anger and attack. Anger, it's an animal, but anger and attack, right? He sees it before it gets to that point where they're ramping up. He catches it on like a tube. And he does this little thing, like he pokes them in the neck and he makes this noise, and it kind of startles them, and they look around like, what the hell? He's waking them up out of a habit. He's disrupting the pattern that is created by their actions. You see, my co-host has just jumped up, one of my co-hosts here. He's creating a disruption in what is a regular habitual thing. Now, is smacking yourself in the neck and going, shh, gonna work for you? Probably not if you're out in public. But you do know what disrupts your thoughts. Maybe what's going to disrupt your thoughts is having a particular song. Maybe it's a series of words, or maybe it's an image that you can put in your mind. Maybe it's an action where you clap your hands, right? It can be a lot of different things. But what you have to do, as soon as you recognize those repeating habits, those things that you're saying over and over again, those negative thoughts, or those repeating evidential thoughts that you're having come in your brain, you got to do something to change it. You got to do something to change it. Yes, Michelle, the post is very wobbly, but she is really rubbing herself into that little platform. There's a little bit of catnip on there. So yeah, you have to do something to disrupt it. Okay. Whether it's, I've used bookcase banana is like a string of words. The woman who has the Chewbacca mask that came out like 2 years ago and she's laughing hysterically. That's another one that I like to put that image and pop it into my head to get myself out of those cycles. You know what I'm saying? So disrupt and interrupt those cycles, those repetitive thoughts. That's the first step. Well, maybe that's the second step. First, you have to identify them, pay attention, then disruption. So now what do? Now you're aware of what's been happening, right? Now you're aware of those thoughts. Paying attention to what those thoughts are without being emotionally involved. Once you've disrupted them, now you can actually listen to what you're saying and kind of go, wow, why am I saying that I'm always going to be a loser? Why am I believing that I will never, ever have more than what I have now? Why am I believing that nobody will ever love me, right? Yes, I know, darling. Why am I believing these things? Now you can be the observer without being consumed by the emotion that made those thoughts spin so fast. Because now you've disrupted, right? You think of a wheel with spokes on it and spinning and spinning and spinning. Now you stuck your finger in the spokes, okay? And it stopped the wheel. And now you can examine what's actually there, right? What those thoughts are, where they're coming from. You dig backwards, like I talked about time travel. Where are these thoughts coming from? Why am I so focused on every mistake that I make, like I have to be perfect, right? And you can dig backwards to figure out where they're coming from. Or at the very least, you can look at them and love yourself past them. You can look at them and say the opposite. I'm a loser and nothing good will ever happen to me. No, I am amazing and everything beautiful is right there. It's right here where I'm at. I just have to be open to it. These thoughts tend to repeat over and over again. You'll find yourself in the same cycle, no matter what's happening in your life. Why is that? Because these thoughts are what brought what's happening in your life. And so they keep that thought, I'm a loser and nothing good will ever happen, in your life. And because you constantly keep thinking that, you are attracting things going on that are reinforcing that I'm a loser and nothing good will ever happen in my life. And then something bad happens, right? And then you stay in that thought pattern. Wow, I really am a loser. Nothing ever good is going to happen in my life, right? So you keep attracting that over and over again because you're not aware of the fact that you're the one bringing it. So when you recognize that this is a repeating thought that happens over and over again in your mind, write a script to contradict that thought, okay? So know that this is what I'm going to say when that thought comes into my head of I'm a loser, or I have to be perfect, or men will always leave me, or women will always lie. Yes, I love this life. That's a good one. But it's nice to have something that specifically contradicts that thought. I used to hate myself. So I would say, God, I hate myself. No, I love myself. It's just a mistake. No, I love myself. I am, right? You write this contradicting script so that every time that you catch yourself while you're paying attention, you can speak that contradicting thought, or you can think that contradicting thought. But you want to catch it as soon as you can. And if you can say it out loud, say it out loud, because our own voices are some of the most powerful habit-changing sounds that we can possibly make. And so when you speak these things, you're speaking them into existence. There's a reason that Christians say pray it out loud. There's a reason that we do these things in a particular way, and it's because it's the way our brain is wired. We love to hear our own voice, even if we hate ourselves. And even if you're hating every moment of it, your brain is soaking up hearing yourself out loud. So you write a contradicting script in your head that you have ready every time something happens. It's like when you go to a restaurant. I worked in restaurants for a long time. It's like when you go to a restaurant. Sorry, Michelle. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you order a steak and your server automatically says, would you like to add on a shrimp skewer with that? They're really good together. That's a script that server has learned in response to what you have said. You need to do the same thing in your head, and it needs to become automatic. And what happens is the more that you do this, the less that you have to do it. The more that you contradict the tornado, the more that you stop the wheel, the slower it spins, the more you can pay attention. It's really an interesting thing to see how quickly this starts to work. I would say if you're actually doing it and you're really working on it, probably within a month or so, you will see a noticeable difference. It is simple, but it is not an easy task. And you will start to notice, oh my gosh, I am thinking these crazy thoughts way more than I'm thinking my good thoughts, way more than I'm thinking my affirmations, way more than I'm meditating. And when you start to pay attention to it, you can change it because you're the one speaking and you're the one listening. You're having that conversation with you and with the universe. So now that we've written a contradicting script and you're working so hard on it, but you're still worrying and you're still fretting, and saying those things doesn't help you as much yet because you're still at that beginning point. And when you say, no, I'm beautiful, you still look in the mirror and think, that's the lie. I'm not beautiful. First of all, you are. First of all, you're wonderful. And the divine part of you already believes that. That's why it's not a lie. Your human pain and the life that you've built may not believe it, but the divine part of you believes any good stuff that you're saying, okay? But here's an extra little bonus thing that you can do. Find your happy place. And that seems like a very simple thing, right? Find your happy place. Think of that place that gives you the most peace, whether it's sitting on the beach, whether it's up in the mountains, whether it's even curled up on your couch with a cat on your lap. Maybe it's a song. Maybe it's a good memory. And I want you to live in that space for a moment. And I want you to feel the waves, the wind on your face. I want you to smell the salt water. I want you to hear the seagulls going. Really be in that moment. Your happy place lives inside your brain. And you are co-creating reality. And so when you can visualize, and we know how powerful the visualization is, when you can truly visualize yourself there, even for 1 minute, you can stop worrying for 1 minute. 1 minute, you can stop being freaked out, being anxious. Just stop for 1 minute and be in that happy place. If it's a song, make yourself a playlist. If it's a place, make a folder on your phone that has pictures that you can look at anytime you're getting anxious that calm you down. Maybe it's quotes. Maybe it's quotes from your favorite book. Put them all together in one place that you can look at, that you can recall. Put them on a little voice recording that you can listen. Find what makes you happy that you can do in that 1 or 2 moments that you're going to steal from the spinning tornado. Stand in the center of the storm. Stand in the center of the spinning tornado for just a moment and be in your happy place. It's a good way to disrupt. It's a really good way to disrupt that tornado. And you might jump right back into it and go back to your contradicting script and find yourself tossed and turned and all that. But even spinning through the air, you can close your eyes and tap your heels together and say, there's no place like home. I know that you guys can do this. And it's simple, but it sure as heck is not easy to unprogram these things that we've conditioned ourselves to do. So what were the steps? Pay attention to those thoughts. Stop them before they get too thick. Stop them before they get in there and dig in until you're in the midst of it. Through disruption. Have some crazy image or word or sound, or wear like a rubber band on your wrist like they do when you're trying to quit smoking that you pop every time you start to want to have a cigarette. Disrupt those thoughts. Write a contradicting script. Say the opposite of whatever you're saying that's hurtful. And have it ready. So every time that thought comes up, boom, you can say it. Boom, you can say it. Boom, you can say it. And say it out loud if you can. And if all else fails, find your happy place. Take one moment to stand in the center of the tornado, in the eye of the storm, and just be peaceful. Because your anxiety and your fretting and your cycling through these thoughts, it's a temporary moment. It's a temporary state of being. And you are the one who determines how long you stay in that place. It's your choice to stay there, or to work towards getting out of it, or to try getting out of it, or to decide, I'm not living in this storm anymore. I'm going to stand in the eye of the storm. I'm going to stand over there and watch. I'm going to make the storm go away and have the clouds come out with the sunshine. You can do this. I know you can do this. Thank you so much. Heather Houston, fake it till you make it. You know what? I actually like that saying, but I have a little bit of a different spin on it. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you heal it. Fake it till you heal it. Because faking it and then until you've gotten to your goal, and then it turns out that you never actually did the work, that doesn't work so good. But if you're faking it while you're doing the work, that's the way to do it. So you can always find me at unleashyourlight.org. I have a group. I have a page. They're both called Unleash Your Light. Are you sensing a little bit of a pattern here? I love every single one of you. Make sure that you join me next week. Tune in later today for the rest of our beautiful broadcasters here. Have a fabulous weekend and pay attention to what's going on in your brain. You don't have to live in your own private hell. You get to choose what's in your brain. You're having the conversation, and you and the universe are listening. Have a fabulous weekend, guys. Good morning, 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 welcome, hello, good morning, my name is Lee Cara, hello, 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 and welcome, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, welcome, welcome, and welcome, good morning, my name is Lee Cara. Hello, hello, good morning, welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, hello, and welcome. Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. Hello, 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 welcome. Hello, 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 good morning and welcome. Hello, 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 good morning and welcome. Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome. Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lee Cara, and this is Unleash Your Light.